Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can Fly. What the heck is going on with me these days?
Perfect.
Okay, so I gotta tell you, this is gonna be a strange story, and I know this is a weird upload Friday, but I couldn't wait to post this because I just want to share what the heck is going on. I mean, it is just crazy. So, all right, so bear with me here. So let me set the scenario. So I have been uber frustrated about, scheduling and renting aircraft and all of that kind of stuff. And I was lamenting the fact that when I do get on the schedule, as you can hear now, the wind is picking up. I had this beautiful flight schedule and I have to cancel it because there's this storm coming up from the south and I have to scrap my flight. But it was a couple days prior to this video. Beautiful day. So I'm scouring Doylestown. I'm looking for Little Sammy. I'm looking at the 172. I'm looking at, was it 5.7 Mike or 7.5 Mike at, Northeast Philly. Heck, I even went on Wings, Flight Schedule Pro. And to no avail. So I'm all despondent. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this lack of access to aircraft is just driving me insane. So what I decided to do, of course, just to kind of lick my wounds and, feel kind of positive and have a good day, I go on one of the plane seller sites, controller, trader plane. I can't remember which one. And it's interesting. I found this one filter feature that I've never seen before. And what happens and what is the filter? Well, the filter is, it says nearest. So of course I pick single engine piston aircraft and I hit nearest, which means it's going to show me all the aircraft that are for sale that are near me, or the distance from my zip code or whatever. My dog. So at any rate, I hit nearest, I hit that, and I start scrolling, and the picture of the airplane that you see in the thumbnail comes up. Now, I gotta tell you, of course, looking at any aircraft that is basically the cost of a house is still very alarming to me. It's just one of those blue collar sensibilities. Really? That's what most people spend on, for houses. So that but for some reason that airplane would not leave my brain. And I gotta tell you, the more I looked at it, the more I started saying, well, if I offered this amount and they took it, then how much would I have to put down? And what is 15% of that number? And that airplane is only 20 miles away. Should I drive and go see it? Yeah, actually, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. In fact, maybe I'll just take the day off, call in sick or something, and go see the airplane. And well, maybe I'll call and see if the plane is still being offered. I mean, it was bananas. I went down this complete rabbit hole. And I was actually envisioning starting the purchase process for this aircraft. And I have not looked at any aircraft. I've not been through a pre-buy. I haven't talked to anybody about any of that kind of stuff. And I gotta tell you, there was this time where it was almost kind of in college where I was walking through one of the halls or something, and you know how people, when they're selling stuff, they'll put the little piece of paper and then they'll have those little tabs you can rip off. Somebody was selling a 1976, which was my first car, by the way, a 1976 Fiat 128 for $400. And I ripped off the tab and I called her, and 2 days later I was buying this car, which I love, which was a complete disaster. But it was that same kind of feeling this is it, and I don't know the first thing about a Cirrus SR20. I've never flown in a Cirrus period. I know there's a difference between SR20 and SR22. And but that's the extent of it. And again, I've never flown, but I just got so excited because it was almost like this is happening. Like I'm gonna go find it. Like, should I buy this airplane? Like I'm gonna go buy this airplane. I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna get my financing, gonna talk to insurance. And I'm thinking like, whoa. So I know this is like so strange, but I just had to tell you, man, this thing hit me like a ton of bricks. And there's something that's kind of interesting that I just want to share with you to be transparent, because I try to be transparent in my flights, but I also want to be transparent in my thought process, in my thinking as well, because this is also part of the journey. So immediately after kind of like talking myself off the ledge, I immediately said to myself, what are you doing? You can't. And so I went into this box of small thinking that I need to limit myself to. Well, let me back up. As you heard, I got these blue collar sensibilities that I love, and I hold true fast, because I don't want to ever be one of those highfalutin types. I'm just not. That's just not my thing. And so it's really interesting when I'm still trying to grapple with this idea of owning an airplane. That's just something that's really interesting to be part of like my radar screen. Especially with other responsibilities that I own and know and love and are fully engaged in. But I just realized that I was like in this self-defeatist type of thinking, and then that was like, but wait a minute. The whole idea about this journey is the progression of my capabilities and the progression of being able to engage aviation. And so the progression should also include that, man, I don't have to just look at or be satisfied with thinking that, if I do buy an airplane, it has to be a 1962 Cessna 150. It can be something a little bit more robust, and maybe it's not the starter plane. Maybe it is the second plane or the third plane. So it was interesting that I realized that I have to get out of my own way with my limited, small-minded thinking. Yes, I want to be humble and always make sure that, I'm putting the good Lord first and not getting ahead of his plan. But at the same time, I don't want to be so hindered by my small-minded thinking that I'm not, living or acting to my fullest potential or whatever. So I got to tell you, that aircraft that is in the thumbnail is an airplane that really did catch my attention. I don't know why. It's close. I think it's about 20 to 30 miles away. It's, I think it's a 2003 or something like that. And again, I couldn't put all the details in the thumbnail, but if you look at the tail number, you'll be able to find it. Or if you Google it, it'll come up and you'll be able to see all the characteristics. But it's intriguing. And so it was exciting and nerve-wracking and awesome and terrifying, all in one fatal swoop. And I gotta tell you, the timing just doesn't feel right for me right now. But I gotta tell you, so many things have come up recently where it's just, I need my own airplane. And so many things that I want to do in the aviation community and introduce aviation to kids, it's limited, or I'm extremely limited by being able to do that by having to rent aircraft. And that's no knock on Doylestown or P&E or any of the aviation schools. They're doing what their business model calls for. Those planes are being used robustly, including my beloved little Sammy, and they're being flown regularly, which is a good thing. And so I have my license, and so I definitely feel good that the students who are accessing these aircraft to get their licenses are doing what they should do. But I gotta tell you, it is very frustrating to have to compete with this burgeoning student body, especially given that we're getting ready to get into the summer months and it just seems to be more people, engaged in flight training. So it's a crazy situation. So again, I know this is a weird upload Friday and it came out of nowhere. Like, today is Wednesday. This happened yesterday on Tuesday because Monday, Juneteenth, was when it was gorgeous, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be such a great day to fly. And guess what? Everybody else thought so too. And so just scrolling on, Trader Plane or Controller or Barnstormers or one of those, this thing came up and I'm just like, I want to buy that airplane. Should I buy this airplane? And I was like, that's nuts. Again, I just wanted to be transparent and what's happening and what's happening in real time. And yes, we'll get back to the flying next Friday. That's coming up. But again, I want to be transparent in every part of the journey. And this seems to be a theme that is coming up. And you see that I keep, every now and then it kind of pops up. I want to buy an airplane, or talking about an airplane, or looking about buying an airplane. But yeah, this is like really a thing, and this is where I am in this journey. And so it's a fascinating thing. So at any rate, I thank you all. Thank you for indulging me in this. We're going to be flying next week, I promise you. But I definitely had to share this. All right, that's it. Russ Can Fly. Thank you for the support. Love you all. Peace.